You are the village elder who owns many fields and stables full of livestock. Imagine that your harvest this year has been the most successful ever and that you're grateful to the powers that be in the universe for this bounty. Imagine how you would celebrate or how you would express your gratitude. In the story you'll hear and see this morning, this village elder will have her own idea about how to celebrate. You'll meet the council members of her village and you'll hear how they taught their village an embarrassing and important lesson. What could it be? We'll find out soon after our worship begins.
Unmute.
Good morning. Thank you, Margie, for reading our tale this morning. And thanks to all of you for joining us, joining our community on this in-gathering Sunday, our homecoming to a new congregational year. I welcome you warmly to our Triple U Fellowship and to this service as one for all ages. I'm Joey Cole, your worship leader this morning. We are a beloved community of all ages that sings its songs, tells its thoughts, asks its questions, and searches together with courage and with love. We are always seeking to enlarge our community with fellow pilgrim souls. And so, if you are new to us this morning, we welcome you. Or if you're seeking a new spiritual home, rest assured that you will find a warm welcome here. For those of you who are regulars among us, you will notice some changes to our order of service this morning. We have much to look forward to as we join together in this virtual shared sacred space. We will start, as we often do, with committee announcements. So if there are any committees, if anyone needs to raise a virtual hand or I don't know how to check on the virtual hands, but I can see physical hands. So if anybody wants to raise, all right, Martha?
Program planning retreat, October 17th. It's the third Sunday. It might conflict with workday, but maybe we can do something about that if John's going to start those up again. But October 17th from 9 to 1, invitations will be going out this week. We only have room for about 25, so I want to get with the service leaders and people currently on the team and those of you that I know have expressed interest in being part of the team. And then we'll invite everyone else. So if you really want to participate, just send me an email. You can send it to programs@ or president@universityuus.org, and I'll do my best to get you on the list. But it's going to be exciting, and we'll be planning for the new year.
Okay, I see Paula and then John Mowbray.
Martha, you said October 17? Because you also said Sunday, and 17th is a Saturday, so we need clarification.
It is a Saturday, I believe.
It is Saturday, but I just wanted to be sure which one you were after.
17th.
Okay.
John, you have to unmute yourself.
Morning, everybody. So next Saturday is the workday. I submitted a waiver request, I guess it is, last night to the board. So anybody that plans on attending, please print out, if you will, a waiver. If not, I'll print some out and have some there. So for the activity itself, that's been submitted, but anybody that wants to participate, you'll need to fill out a form as well. Not for the whole group, but just for yourself individually. And maybe somebody else could clarify exactly what those steps are. But essentially next Saturday, we're going to get together and do some work outside, not in the sanctuary, from about 9 to 12. So hope to see some folks there. Thank you.
Okay. I see Chloe and then also Judith. And
David
David.
is also leaving, apparently. Hi, Millennial Group is this Tuesday at 6:30 on Zoom. I'm going to drop the information in the chat. We welcome anybody who is 21 and up that considers themselves a millennial or would like to talk with millennials. We normally meet for a couple hours, just chit chat. So feel free to drop in, bring a drink and a snack, and we'd love to have you.
Great. Judith? Unmute.
Yep, here we go. First of all, before I say my meetings, you've got three people with electronic, several people with electronic hands up. And so when I'm done, if you want, I will let you know who they are.
Thank you.
Okay. On behalf of Religious Education, just letting you all know that class today is at noon. You can get to the link through BRE News. We're talking about what we know about faith so far. On the 27th is the rescheduled Box Sunday, Pray for No Rain. And at the end of October, we are planning a trunk or treat event. I will get more detail to you as we get it, including all the safety precautions that we're putting in place and who's involved. But I've got a couple of people that are going to help me make the safe plans.
Okay, I did see the raised hands. So David, since I'd already noticed yours, go ahead. And then it'll be Crystal and Karen Waltensberger.
Hi, everybody. Tomorrow night, I didn't put it in notable news because I forgot. Tomorrow night is men's group, Zoom men's group at 6:30. The meeting ID is, I just sent it out to the men's group, but I can also, you can go on notable news from 2 weeks ago and get it. If not, if you have any problems, just let me know and I'll make sure to get you on. Thanks.
Great. And so, Crystal, I think you're next.
Good morning, everybody. This is just my weekly reminder that we are still having virtual parent support group for anybody and everybody who wants to join in. It is 9 o'clock. I threw up the ID number in the chat box. And it really is extended to anybody who identifies as a parent, regardless of whether that is biological children, human children, furry children, or anything else that might give you responsibility over another soul. So hope to see you all there.
Great. And now Karen Waltensberger.
Hi, yeah, I'd just like to say a few words about the activities of the reopening task force. And just as a reminder, the reopening task force, we've been established to look at reopening, not to set a date for reopening, but to look at the criteria by which we'll make that decision, and also the operational guidelines that we'll need to put in place in order to have a safe reopening. We've had 2 meetings. We actually, Kelly Buchanan and I are co-leading the group. There are 12 members altogether. We've had 2 meetings, Zoom meetings. One was an organizational meeting, and the second one, we really delved into what our areas of focus are. So we've got some subgroups. One is looking at the indoor facilities. One is looking at the outdoor facilities. One is looking at membership, which is really more behavioral and communication issues. And then there's a group looking at analytics, data, metrics, and so on. And as I said, our next meeting is on the 24th. I know that some of our group members have reached out to other members of the congregation. And we just want to say that if any of you has ideas or, research or articles that you'd like to share with us, we're more than willing. We really invite you to share either with a member of the group or with Kelly Buchanan or me. So thank you. Questions?
Okay, I see Marianne Feldheim, sorry.
Thank you, Joey. For the Social Action Committee, I just wanted to point out in the notable news, we had put in Gather the Spirit from UU the Vote. This is a national day of basically it is phone banking to get out the vote. So if you would like to do something to put your values into action, this is excellent. You just click on the link and you can register. So I hope you think about it and join other UUs around the country. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I have scrolled through. I don't see any more hands up, and I don't see any more in the virtual hands. I take that back. I see Miss Lerman. Lerman? Okay, I'm sorry. Harvey? Roberta?
I just wanted to say we had a very nice women's group meeting Friday night. Our next one will be October 2nd. Rather than 2 weeks, it'll be 3 weeks, 7 o'clock, a Zoom meeting on October 2nd, 3 weeks from this past Friday.
Wow, we are a busy group. Okay, and thank you, Roberta. That's terrific. Okay, Kelly?
Yes, thank you, Joey. So I really wanted to respond to what John Mowbray had mentioned earlier about the forms, the liability waiver, as well as the on-site request form for groups. We as a board are still in the process of finalizing that process. And it's kind of in its testing stages or phases. So to answer John's question, if you want to attend Workday, you would then go to our website and you'll see two forms. One is a liability form that you would submit. And then there's another form. It's called a health attestation form. Health attestation form is a form that you would actually submit or fill out manually anytime that you were to enter the church building. And again, this has not been, I guess, officially discussed or presented with the congregation yet because we were still finalizing some things. But we would appreciate, I mean, I thank John for bringing this to the congregation today, but just stay tuned. We will hopefully have the process wrapped up within a week. And we will then deliver this information to our congregation, probably on our website or an email in the next week or so. But if you attend Workday or any group, you would go to the website, fill out two forms really. One is a liability form. One is a health attestation form that says, you know, you're not running a fever, you know, you haven't been out of the country, those types of things. Any questions, you know, you can reach out to me. Kelly Buchanan. And again, John, thank you for bringing that up. That's all, Joey. Thanks.
Thank you, Kelly. Okay. I'll go through one more time. Okay. Boy, we may be kind of on lockdown, folks, but we are doing an awful lot of stuff. All right, that's wonderful. So let me go now. I'm going to start with my opening words. These are from Mel Hoover and Rose Eddington. Water unites us. All water is one water, shape-shifting as it goes on in its unending cycle. The stream we gather by unites us with all the waters of the world, for all life depends on water. That's why this common, everyday element on which our very lives depend is sacred. In our thankfulness for water, let us remember to honor, cherish, and care for it, for our own lives, for all life touched by water, and for those who come after us. And now we will have our chalice lighting. If you'll join me. I had my stuff in the other room, guys, and I had to switch, so just hang in there for a sec. Join me with these words. In the light of truth and the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, and to share. And if you have your own chalice at home. And now we will recite our affirmation again. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth and love, and to help one another. Now, as I said, our service today is going to be a little bit different. So we're going to jump right into joys and concerns. And with that, this is the time where you can share. And I believe that, again, Amanda Major, who does such a lovely job with this, is going to take over from here. I'm going to mute myself for the time being.
Thank you so much, Joey. Okay.
Thank you so much, Amanda. You do such a lovely job with that. Um, we really appreciate it. And now it is time to enter into our annual water communion service. We symbolize our coming together after a most unusual summer. We celebrate all that is life giving and that which has restored our spirits. Our water communion is a visible sign that no matter what we face or for how long, the love of this community and the love from this community draws us back in, warm and welcoming. May we also consider what it is that we bring to the community on the cusp of this new year together.
Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from creed to king. Love will guide us through the hot night. If you cannot sing like angels, if you cannot speak before thousands, you can give from deep within you. You can change the world with your love will guide us. Peace has tried us. Hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hot night.
Okay, hold on. I need to pause this.
Remember I started off with the story? Well, let's return to our story. In that land far away, in that time so different from ours, it had been a glorious harvest year for the village elder, the richest person in the valley. She was grateful for her many fields of grain and for her stables full of livestock. As an expression of gratitude, she decided to share her riches with all the people of her valley, so she would hold a feast for all of her neighbors. But the elder needed help with one aspect of the feast. To get that help and to issue the invitation to the feast, she called the council of 10 elders together.
I have had a great harvest this year, and my stables are full of livestock. There's much to be thankful for, so I shall hold a great feast for all the people of this valley. I'll provide all the food. I'll provide musicians, jugglers. I'll provide the space for this feast. I'll do all this if you'll provide the wine. I have no grapevines.
Of course we will. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We shall each bring one jug of wine and pour them into the common vessel. Thus we shall share, even as we partake of your generosity.
With that, the council members returned to their homes, dreaming of the great feast to come.
Another wet.
From you I receive Together we share, and from this I give. Together we receive, and from you I give. Together we share, and from this I give. Together we share, and from this I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
The village elder had just announced her plans to hold a great feast. Before returning to their homes, each of the council members in the village had agreed to bring 1 jug of wine to contribute to the common pot. As soon as they had parted, however, the youngest was already cursing himself for having agreed to part with 1 whole jug of wine. He didn't have much wine in his stores, and he didn't want to spend money. He returned to his wife, and they sat down to discuss the problem.
An entire jug of wine? Are we to give up so much when we don't have as much as the others? There must be another way.
Suddenly, his wife had an idea.
My dear, the other 9 elders will pour their wine into the common pot. Is that not so? Could 1 small jug of water really spoil so much wine?
Hardly so clever, my wife. What a plan! Thus, we keep it to ourselves.
Yes.
While the youngest council member and his wife had been crafting their plan, the people in the valley had received their invitation to the feast with great anticipation. Finally, the evening of the feast had arrived. As the villagers dressed in their finest clothes, so did the youngest council member. And then, as planned, he surreptitiously filled his jug with fresh water from the well. He and his wife carried their jug to the party, meeting the other council members and all the townspeople along the way. When they arrived at the estate of the village elder, everyone was greeted by the sound of music playing and the delicious smells of food cooking.
Welcome, welcome to this great feast. Thank you for bringing your wine. You may pour your jugs of wine into that great clay pot in the courtyard and then take your fill of food.
And so the village council members each emptied his or her jug into the common pot, including the youngest, and then made ready for the feast. And what a feast it was. First, there was dancing and entertainment. Then the bell was rung and the guests were seated. The elders sat together at the head table. Everyone's cups had been filled with wine, and everyone was anxious to taste the fine, refreshing wine.
Before we share this meal and drink this wine, let us give thanks. We give thanks for the work of the earth and sun as they ripen the fruits of the earth to fill our bellies. We give thanks for the hands that have prepared all this food so that we might eat and enjoy it. We give thanks for the company gathered here, all those who make our village a place of abundance, especially by bringing their gifts to share with us so generously.
We too pause to give thanks for, despite a summer filled with COVID and uncertainty, we give thanks for our safe homes. We give thanks for this congregation and for all of those in it, those with a welcoming spirit, those with a questioning mind, those with embracing arms, those with a prophet's vision. Let us sing our thanks as we turn to him. We will hear the hymn, We Give Thanks.
Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all
gathered here and those far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here and those far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day.
The crowd had gathered, the food had been served, thanks had been given. Finally, it was time to eat. After the village elder's blessing, every guest at the feast lifted his or her cup and then brought the cup to their lips. They sipped and sipped again, but something was wrong. What they tasted was not wine, but water.
One jug of water cannot spoil a great pot of wine. So we told ourselves, and so we filled our jug at the well. But clearly, every council member had the same thought. Each of them filled his or her jug at the well. So instead of sharing our wine to suit this great occasion, we have done nothing but embarrass ourselves.
All of the council members looked at each other sheepishly, avoiding the eyes of the village elder, and then continued to drink as if it were the finest wine their lips had ever tasted. The next day, a new saying arose among the people of the town, a saying that spread around the world. If you wish to take wine, you must give it also.
As we reflect on this story and its lesson, please join me in reading How Does Our Garden Grow? That should appear on your screen. How does our garden grow? This community of love. We each plant seeds that blossom forth and harvest the fruits thereof. How does our garden grow? With stewardship and care. Our hearts and spirits take their strength from our gifts freely shared. Wisdom can arise independently and often does in different parts of the world. The story we just heard has been told by cultures both in Africa and China. Sometimes similar stories are created by people in different lands, which is the human family way of signaling that the story contains an important universal truth. Hearing this story today, we can appreciate its truth also. When we share with our community, it is truly felt and appreciated. But when we try to withhold from our community to keep something all to ourselves, it can hurt the community and ultimately us too. Do you remember what the council members in our stories were asked to bring to the feast?
That's right.
Wine, right. Wine. Unlike them, you were asked to bring water to this worship service. And hopefully you have water there with you as that kind of a symbol of our joining together. And also, we want to thank those who were kind enough to share those water videos, which you will see very shortly. In our story this morning, the 10 council members were asked to bring a small amount of wine to the feast. And as you heard, each of them withheld their wine and instead brought water, each of them believing that one jug of water could hardly spoil a lavish feast. From that story, we learned the importance of each person's gift and each person's willingness to share those gifts. What is it that you bring to our community? What will you share from your heart and your spirit in the common year? These are the questions at the heart of the water communion.
Oh, here it is.
And now, normally we bring water to our water communion service and it's mingled together and represents the shared gifts of our lives. Even without the mingling of water, there are promises and aspirations that we make to one another as members of this beloved community. As we enter into a space of quiet, let us consider the part of ourselves that fears giving out love freely. In this quiet, let us resolve not to withhold our love, but to follow love's path and its progress wherever it leads. And if you'll sit quietly and just listen to these words: Source of all, who embraces and sustains all life, this water which we have collected and shared virtually holds the mystery and miracle of love. May this water be blessed with the love of this community. May our own bodies, filled with rivers of breath, be blessed with life energy, with wellness to carry us through our days. May our home, this blue green planet, with its mountains and seas and ice caps, be held in sacred keeping, blessed through our stewardship and care. We strive to bring our gifts to this beloved community and to this difficult, beautiful world. Let us never doubt the strength of our hearts, nor the depth of our love for each other and our world. Now, we are going to hear a beautiful song that is so perfect here, Our Blue Boat Home. And during that time, this will be the time of our collection, our Sunday collection that we do every week. Um, if you wish to collect, or if you wish to donate or contribute during this time, you can go to our website at University UUS, universityuuus.org. Um, and there's a donate button there. There are a number of different ways if you want to write a check. There are addresses on the website as well. They're also going to put the information in the chat, various ways that you can contact us for contributions. Thank you.
Standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my drive and heart can
If you have one moment before you start the videos, Margie, I didn't actually read the words for the contributions, and I think these are so lovely. We take an offering each Sunday to give of our material resources with generosity and gratitude. The amount of money you contribute is of less importance than your willingness to share it. The act of giving is a symbolic reminder that giving is just as important as receiving, that sharing what we have is how we live our value of generosity.
The tap, and it represents all the people in the world who don't have fresh, safe water. Here we have plenty to drink and plenty to bathe with and plenty to clean our environments with. But there are places in the world where they don't even have enough to drink or cook with, never mind enough to wash their hands with as often as they really ought to be safe. And so this water symbolizes all that water. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Roberta Lerman, and I'm on Lake Marion, where we live. And this little bottle up here is our water from the lake. And I really love living up here, especially in this time where I can get away from my house safely and go kayaking all around the lake and see the birds, so on.
This water is symbolic of the water of Lake Lanier and the Toccoa River in North Georgia, where we were during the last week of July.
Margie here. This water is from Lake Lockhart, which is behind me. I take samples once a month and submit them to the county. I, along with a bunch of other Lake Watch volunteers from the different bodies of water, and the county monitors the water for nutrient levels and algae, and they've been doing, I'm not sure how many years they've been doing this, but at least 15. So here is to the county, Orange County staff that keeps an eye on the quality of our local bodies of water.
Oh, hi there. Welcome to my new home. It's very small, but not very small, but you know, it's smaller, but it's wonderful. And I just want to celebrate that I have running water in my new home.
Love bugs, this is Charlotte Jones Roberts and Evie. Want to say hi, Evie? Hi. Today we are in our creek, in our backyard, in Winter Springs, Florida. And what this water represents for us and for me is movement, change. The creek is always moving. It's always going from one place to the next. It doesn't stay still. And just like Pocahontas said, you can't step in the same river twice. Bye.
Hi there, Triple U family. This is Joey Cole. The most important water to me this summer was my neighbor's pool. They generously offered to allow me to use this while the Y was closed, and because the water aerobics classes are too full. So I want to thank my wonderful neighbors for the use of their pool, and I'm enjoying this and have been enjoying it all summer. Thanks.
And I just wanted to add, Marianne had a video she submitted, and I am new to this, putting this together. when I exported it, her portion disappeared. And so I'm sorry about that, Marianne. It was a shot of the lake behind her home, I believe. Okay, so can you unshare this screen? My assistant is back at work. Here we go.
Okay. We sing to the power of the faith within, sing to the power of our deep love, our strong hope and bright joy. But flex the power of these gifts too. Put your faith and hope to use. Share your joy and love more freely than you thought possible. For together, we use these tools to carve out lives of wonder and purpose and service. And now I'll say very quickly as we extinguish our chalice, my closing words. And these are from Susan Carlson. May the waters gathered here remind us of what each brings to this community, of the waters that nourished us before we were even born, that continue to give us sustenance and energy for our life's journeys, and for all creatures on this earth. May we gratefully continue to swim to the other side. And now we will extinguish our chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. I would like to say before I go that we owe an incredible debt of gratitude to Margie, who worked so hard on this service and brought it together. And let me tell you, I told you it would work out, honey, and it did. I told her she was ambitious, but she did a marvelous job. Thank you, Margie. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Joey. You know, at this point we can go to chatting, and or we could play the last song. Which is Now Let Us Sing, that was recorded by a Unitarian hymn. I think that's the direction we're going in right now since I'm talking about it. But what is so interesting about this, it was recorded by a French choir in a little town called Sceaux in northern France, and they did such a great job at it. So before we start chatting, let's
hear it.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
I love that. Music's been wonderful.
Yeah. And just want to add that last image was I found on Reddit, and the post was the young man said that's what happened when he and his father decided to go whitewater rafting together.
Water came from the tap.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That was wonderful.
I got it. Luke, will you pause that video?
All the people in the world who don't have.
Thank you.
That was so terrific.
That was one of our best water communions ever. You did it.